Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of the Triple Stick Shooter podcast. My name is Chris. If you haven't already checked it out, episode 1 on my channel, watch it now before you watch this. I mean, not that there's a chronological order, but yeah. Not that it matters, you can watch it in any order you want. There's only 2, so I mean, not much to choose from. But in the future, when there are more episodes, do as you please. Because that's the kind of podcast we are. And by we, I mean me. And my webcam microphone. I apologize for the audio. It's a webcam microphone. I'm working on getting a better one. Donations gladly appreciated. Yes, I am this shameless in pandering for microphones over the internet. Anyway, let's get to our first topic of the day, which is The Simpsons. It's been marathoning on that network with the really ridiculous name that I refuse to repeat because it's dumb. I've got a handful of episodes so far. I'm going to talk about some of the more notable ones that I watched. Treehouse of Horror 5. Not as good as I remember. I haven't watched it in a while. The Shining, because we don't want to get sued. Still magnificent and great, but the 2 follow-ups to it were really meh. I mean, I liked the time travel one. It had a Twilight Zone-esque feel to it. But the meat murder one, right after the Twilight Zone one, felt really weird. I shouldn't say Twilight Zone, time traveling one. He uses the toaster to time travel because Homer Simpson is that amazing. I think my main criticism stems from the fact that the cannibal meat murder one was another kind of slasher that the Shining already did and did better because no TV and no beer make Homer something something. Anyway, it seemed, I wouldn't say out of place, but following up the time travel and Shining, not that good. I give Treehouse of Horror, 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 of the segments were good. Which, honestly, if I went and watched some recent Treehouse of Horrors, I'd probably say, you know what, the cannibal episode, pretty good. But as it stands, I give it 1.5 Batista thumbs up. And for future reference, my rating scale I realize is weird. If it gets at least 1 sideways Batista thumb, it's okay. That's the plateau of it. If a work manages to make me give it 0 Batista thumbs, that means it is completely god-awful and stay away. I'm really lenient when it comes to rating things, so if it gets 0 Batista thumbs, it's just awful. Another episode I was able to catch was Lisa's Wedding. Just a side note, I'll probably be talking about quite a few Lisa episodes because she's my favorite Simpson, tied with Grandpa. It's Lisa, Grandpa, #1 spot. They're the best. I've always liked the episode of Lisa's Wedding. I'm a fan of future episodes that are done well. One quick note, the episode aired in 1995 and takes place in 2010, the future part, so it's funny seeing how the animators exaggerate and predict the future at the same time. One small example is on Lisa's dorm room wall, there's a poster of the Rolling Stones 2010 wheelchair tour, and honestly it wouldn't shock me to see the Rolling Stones still performing in wheelchairs before they stop touring or all die, whichever one happens first. That was really morbid. I really like how Lisa is characterized. It's almost a total reversal of her shy second grade self, but at the same time you can still see she's the same character that we all know and love. It's like she has a newfound confidence in her without compromising what makes her her. And I really appreciate a couple of fake outs we get in this episode. Like one alluding to Homer's death, but it turns out he's just at work. And Maggie being talked about as being a chatterbox without saying a single word during the episode, which is just brilliant. I don't want to say too much more than that because this episode just keeps giving and giving with the gags and the plot, and it's just really good. I give it 2 solid Batista thumbs up. Go watch it if you haven't seen it. It's definitely one of my top 15 episodes for The Simpsons overall. So, keeping with the Lisa theme, the next episode is called 4'2" of Summer. Another wonderful Lisa episode. It starts off with her showing off the school yearbook that she personally edited herself. They make it clear that she's the only one who pretty much participated in making the yearbook, and no appreciation is shown when she starts handing that to the other kids. She can't even get one single kid to sign her yearbook, and to add insult to injury, many kids, and even Principal Skinner himself, are lining up just to get Bart to sign theirs. But Simpsons go on vacation to a beach. Lisa gets a chance to reinvent herself. She finds some kids on the beach, starts hanging out with them, and bonds with them. Bart sees, and because he is the jerk he is, gets jealous, claiming that they are rightfully his friends. What a great brother. But in the end, even though Bart shows the other kids how nerdy Lisa is, they accept her for who she is, because, as they say, you can't fake the kind of good person you are. And also, you taught us why we shouldn't drink seawater. Remember, this is when The Simpsons actually had messages, whether they be endearing or good satire. The good old days. Anyway, really good episode overall. 1.5 Batista thumbs up. The last episode I want to talk about is Homer at Bat, the baseball episode. The power plant has a sign-up sheet for softball, so Homer and his co-workers decide to give it a shot. A flashback shows Homer making his own Wonder Boy bat, which, according to him, will help him hit 3,000 home runs in a 30-game season, because apparently 10 at-bats per game in a 30-game season equals 3,000 home runs. That's Homer logic for you. The team is terrible, but Mr. Burns soon runs into trouble when he makes a bet that his team will win, so he has to bring ringers into the fold, which turn out to be Major League Baseball players who actually voice themselves in the episode, which is pretty cool. The entire power plant team is replaced by these pros, but due to unfortunate circumstances, they go down one by one during the course of the episode. I won't give away the ending. It's a superb episode. 2 Batista thumbs up. I just wanted to, which is pretty cool. Give a quick summary of the episode. There's not much here other than, I guess money doesn't equal a great team, which is pretty obvious if you look at this year's Yankees. Just a fun, entertaining episode. So yeah. That's it for The Simpsons for right now. Probably talk about a little bit more next episode. Next up, some video games. I finally beat Mario Tennis on the Game Boy Color, which I've been playing on 3DS. Couple complaints other than the fact that a really good game, sports RPG. My main complaint is there's a tournament to finish the game out, and the player you face in the semifinals, for whatever reason, is actually harder than the player you face in the finals, who in turn is actually harder than Mario, who you face when you win the tournament, because that's Nintendo logic apparently. Mario is touted as being the greatest player ever, and yet you pretty much can beat him easily as long as you detect his patterns. What made the semifinalist so hard is he would hit drop shots. They'd curve about 90 degrees, making them so difficult to get to, unless you were standing right at the front of the net as he hit them, which was a really good challenge. I didn't feel it was cheap at all, but unfortunately, once you beat him, the challenge went downhill, and after that, it just felt like too easy. So I give it 1.5 Batista thumbs just because of the odd challenge factor. One other game I've been playing, I won't really go into detail, is Conception 2 on the 3DS. Basic outline is you're a high school student who helps mate with other female classmates to make star children who help you fight monsters in battle. I'm not joking, it's a serious game. It's pretty fun. I feel like it's a pretty easy dungeon crawler. It's definitely a lot easier than Shin Megami Tensei 4, which has been giving me a headache. So it's fun going between the two of I get a challenge with Shin Megami, and I get to go to Conception, just relax, go through the story, which I assume there is, but I've been kind of fast forwarding because there's so much dialogue. In the first 90 minutes, I had about 10 minutes of battle, if that, in the first 90 minutes, but typical JRPG. One complaint I have is that it throws techniques that you can use in battle, and it just throws them up all at the same time on a text screen, which makes it weird. They throw about 4 to 5 techniques in your first 5 battles and just expects you to memorize how to perform this stuff, and it's annoying. It doesn't really give you anything other than that to tell you what to do in battle, which is annoying because this really does feel like a beginner's RPG, just based on the difficulty of the monsters I've encountered so far. At the very least, the opposite of Shin Megami Tensei. I won't give it a rating just yet, because I'm only 2.5 hours in, but it's fun so far. I picked it up for $20 on the eShop. Alright, that's all the games I've been playing. On to some anime now. I was able to finish an anime I found on Netflix called Rin, Daughters of Mnemosyne. I found it by random, just clicking through the anime section. Very interesting concept. It's about an immortal detective named Rin and her assistant Mimi, who's also immortal. They get this power by inhaling a substance known as a time fruit, which, when ingested by females, gives them immortality, but when it's ingested by males, turns them into hulking winged beasts known as angels. The anime is only 6 episodes long, about 45 minutes per episode, so it's real easy to get through. Each episode, because they're immortal, takes place in a different year, which I thought was really cool. The show proceeds in chronological order, so nothing gets confusing or convoluted. I really like the set design of each respective year. It starts out in 1990 and shows pretty close to what building designs look like, what life was like. As it goes farther into the future, it kind of takes an educated guess of what life might be like in the future. It never gets too ridiculous, which I appreciate. It could have easily taken a Ghost in the Shell or Akira appearance, because there's episodes, one of them takes place in 2025, another one, I believe, takes place in 2055, so you see how they could have used that as references, but they chose to keep it grounded while still being futurist. One thing I really like is how it gives subtle hints about how the setting infrastructure will look like in the next episode. I really like the characters in this. Rin is level-headed, confident, but at the same time is able to kick ass. Mimi is a bit of a jokester who always starts out each episode, I believe starts out each episode for the most part, offering vodka to Rin because, as she says, it is Russian for water. And they keep a trend going on with the Mano family throughout the years. Starting with Koki and eventually leading to his descendants, they help Rin and Mimi solve mysteries. The animation is fantastic. I did not notice any off-colors or distortions throughout the show like I have seen with other animes I've enjoyed. For example, Persona 4. It takes kind of a shortcut with the animation, which I did not see with Rin at all. And I also watched it in the dub, because I was feeling lazy, and the voice acting was phenomenal. One of the better dubs I've heard. It's up there with Welcome to the NHK. I felt each voice fit the physical appearance of each character. I won't go into too much more detail. It's only a 6-episode anime, 45 minutes each episode, so check it out. It's on Netflix right now. I give it 2 solid Batista thumbs up. That's the only anime I've been watching right now. We're waiting for Persona 4 The Golden. Comes out Thursday. I'll talk about it on the next podcast. Let's jump over to music, I guess. That opening track you heard was Pounding Nails by The Accused. I didn't really have any particular reason for picking it. I just happened to be listening to the Splatterhouse soundtrack, and I realized it had a 50-second instrumental intro, which fits well with openings. I mean, it's a good song. I like it. Anything I put as an intro to my podcast gets a seal of approval by me. I never put anything where it's just, oh, it's popular, I might as well do that. Nope, not here. Everything I put in gets my seal of approval. And if it does end up making an intro to the show, I probably really, really like it, not just sort of on it. I really don't have too much more to say about Splatterhouse music, other than the licensed soundtrack is really good, and also the original soundtrack scored by Howard Drosden. Available on iTunes. I bought it. I think it's really great for instrumental metal. If you have maybe a haunted house for Halloween, it's great as background music. I give both soundtracks 1.5 Batista thumbs. Some other music I've been listening a lot to is the album Night Songs by Montreal indie pop rockers Stars. It's their debut album from 2001. It took me a while to really get into it. Their other albums, I got into them pretty easily. This one took time, and it's definitely the most different. They try out a few different things. For example, having 2 different mixes of the same song with the same lyrics, which I feel works out very well since the tone and feeling of each mix is different. My Radio FM mix has a modern synth feeling to it, while my Radio AM mix has more of a warm tone feeling. The vocals have a different tinge to them, and it even has an opening, unlike FM mix, which starts the lyrics right off the bat. They're both good songs in their own respects, but if I had to pick one, I'd go with AM mix. It has that natural feeling to it as opposed to the over-synthesized FM mix. And I also feel that the horn plays a more pronounced role in AM mix, and it has a bigger impact when you hear it. I'm going to be totally biased and give this album 2 Batista thumbs up. I give every Stars album 2 Batista thumbs up, except for Set Yourself on Fire, which gets 3. It's my rare 3 rating. I don't think anything else I can think of will get a 3 rating. Set Yourself on Fire is that fantastic. Maybe I'll talk about it next episode. So that's all the music I've been listening to recently. Let's jump over to some comics. I've been reading Lock and Key by Joe Hill, which actually is just a pen name. His name is not Joe Hill. It's really Joe King. Yes, that King. Anyway, getting off topic. Lock and Key is a kind of a horror comic, definitely Lovecraftian inspired. Basic outline, these kids kill their former teacher, and then they go to prison, but then they escape and proceed to stalk the teacher's family through magic and that kind of nonsense. It's very thriller, horror type comic. I've only finished the first trade back, which is the first 6 issues, and I've got the second trade back waiting. So I'll wait off on giving it a rating, but so far I really like what I've been reading. It's engaging, it's entertaining, it's got everything you want if you like Lovecraft and horror and thrillers. I mean, except Cthulhu. Let's not get crazy, there's no Cthulhu in this. That'd just be ridiculous. There's only magic, damn it. And I didn't really go into detail too much, but I want to hold back. It's only 6 trade back issues, so I should finish, hopefully 2 weeks from now. I'll have it finished and a review ready to go. Okay, that's all the comics I have for now. I guess let's talk about some pro wrestling. Just finished watching Raw, and I don't remember much. What I do remember is Goldust and Stardust turning heel, which was friggin' awesome. Because those damn Usos faking their injury, getting a count out, keeping their titles, that's no good. Dust Brothers, they had a right to those titles, man. They were going to beat the Usos, but the Usos, being the cowards they are, feigned a knee injury. And guess what? Right after he got counted out, his knee was magically fine. So clearly, something is up. I'm really excited to see how this plays out in the coming weeks, and also at Night of Champions. Hopefully they'll be given adequate time for a match. Well, hopefully they'll be given a tag title match. I don't see anyone else really getting into the picture unless my boys Slater Gator sneak in there. And I'm really excited about this Rollins-Ambrose feud. I'm not even sure when Ambrose is going to reemerge. Maybe not even until Night of Champions to run into a Seth match, which would be pretty cool. No one knows where Dean really is right now. Hopefully he's solving mysteries around the country. That would pretty much be the greatest thing ever. I'd pay $9.99 a month for that. But then again, I'm a hopeless fanboy who will always pay $9.99 a month. So, yeah. Oh, and there was also a Rusev-Jack Swagger match, which I don't know why they're still feuding. Remember when feuds used to end at pay-per-views? Yeah, it doesn't happen anymore, unfortunately. Not really. I mean, look at this. John Cena got completely demolished, and he gets up. He never quits, man. He's not a quitter. He always gets back up. He stands up. He fights for the little guy. He's going to fight Brock Lesnar and hopefully get demolished even more. Alright, gearing up for the end of this episode, let's go on one more topic, which might be an odd one. Soda reviews. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That delicious, bubbly, horrible for your teeth, horrible for your stomach, but tastes so damn delicious soda. I have recently discovered 6 packs of Mexican Coca-Cola, and can I tell you, damn, it's good. $6.50 for a 6-pack over at the Safeway. It's totally worth it. I mean, brush your teeth after you drink it, but it's totally worth it. Goes down really smooth. It has a great taste. You know, it's real sugar. What's not to like about it? I've also tasted some real sugar Mountain Dew, and I'll be honest, I really don't taste that much of a difference other than the aftertaste, which is a lot smoother than corn syrup Mountain Dew. Let's face it, if you're drinking Mountain Dew, you know what you're getting into, so no complaints from me. And then I've also been drinking IBC Black Cherry Soda, which despite the corn syrup is quite tasty. My teeth really hate me right now. Yeah, even though I brush them, they still hate me. So, don't drink that much soda, kids. It's not good. It's a PSA warning. If you drink a 6-pack of soda a day, you should probably cut off. Drink some water. Drink some tea. Natural tea. Sugar. Natural tea. And last soda is Real Sugar Pepsi, which I found. Every soda I've mentioned is in a glass bottle, which is always the preferred drinkability choice for me. Real Sugar Pepsi in a glass bottle tastes better than corn syrup Pepsi, but for my money, I'd still take Coke. Sorry, CM Punk, Coke's better. So to round it all off, Mexican Coke, 2 Batista thumbs up. Pepsi, 1 Batista thumbs up. Mountain Dew, I kind of criticized it too much. I actually did really like it because I'm a terrible person. 1.5 Batista thumbs. And Black Cherry IBC, even with the corn syrup, 2 big Batista thumbs up. I absolutely love any Black Cherry soda for the most part. So that'll pretty much do it for this episode. Episode 2 in the can, done, recorded, edited, uploaded, bam. Any questions, throw them down in the comments. I didn't get any last time because Ethan, you suck. Even though I specifically asked, you left a comment, and lo and behold, you leave a horrible comment. So yeah, I just publicly shamed you. That was terrible. I apologize. Keeping it in, but I apologize. That'll do it for me. I was Chris. Hope you enjoyed the past 24 minutes, give or take. I assume you at least enjoyed 2 to 3 minutes of it. Just good enough for me. Out.